like to introduce Ms. Brenda DeGraffenreid, Procurement Analyst for the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization at the Department of Energy. Energy is the largest civilian buying agency in the federal government, procuring over $22 billion in goods and services annually. And Ms. DeGraffenreid, welcome, and we'd be happy to hear your opening statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the subcommittee. I am the Supervisory Acquisition Manager overseeing the Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization. I appreciate the opportunity to address the subcommittee on the Department of Energy's plans and strategies that will ensure that small businesses, including the veterans and service-disabled veterans, can participate in government contracting opportunities resulting from the Recovery Act to the maximum extent. Small businesses are critical to the health of the U.S., and according to the Small Business Administration, 99% of all employers in the U.S. employ approximately one-half of all private sector employees and have generated 60 to 80% of all the net new jobs. So it's understandable that this Congress wants to ensure that small businesses play a significant role in the recovery of the nation's economy. DOE has always been a strong advocate for the participation of small businesses, including small disadvantaged businesses. HUBZone, women-owned, veteran-owned, and service-disabled veterans in its procurement process at both the prime and subcontracting levels. And we look to continue that trend in implementing the Recovery Act. At the prime contract level, DOE has increased its impact in the small business community over the past 8 years by increasing prime awards to small businesses from $500.2 million in fiscal 2000 to $1.4 billion in fiscal 2008. Before discussing DOE's unique business and procurement model in order to place these achievements and recovery opportunities in context, DOE is different from many other agencies. We have two types of contracts. One, facilities management contracts, which we term FMCs, and non-FMCs. The FMCs represent the primary procurement model utilized at DOE for the operations of its network of government-owned contractor-operated laboratories and other facilities. FMCs include management and contracting, management and operating, which are M&O contracts, management integration, and environmental restoration contracts. These are generally awarded to large businesses, educational institutions, and nonprofit organizations. Through the FMC contracting model, DOE directs its mission-related areas and the overall performance objectives that it wants to accomplish. FMCs range from the hundred millions to billions of dollars. They're complex and generally contain periods of performance of 5 years or more. Historically, FMCs have represented from 85 to 90% of DOE's procurement dollars. So in FY 2008, for example, FMC contracts represented 84.3% of the department's procurement base. The remaining non-FMC dollars, or 15.7% of the procurement base, were used to fund a wide range of prime contracts with both small and large businesses. Now to the Recovery Act opportunities. As for the strategies that will ensure that small businesses can participate in government contracting opportunities resulting from the Recovery Act, the Department is in the process of developing guidance and an implementation plan to execute the requirements of the Recovery Act. Therefore, we cannot yet provide detailed acquisition methods that we use to implement each program or sub-program designated in the Act. However, we will attempt to provide the subcommittee with a general overview of the types of acquisition methods we anticipate and a few examples of the specific work that we will be performing with recovery funds. As you stated in your letter, DOE will receive approximately $39 billion, 38.7 to be exact, in appropriated funds under the Recovery Act. These funds primarily have been directed to the following program offices: Office of Electricity Delivery and Energy Reliability, Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, Office of Environmental Management, Office of Fossil Energy, Office of the Inspector General, and Office of Science. The funds appropriated in the Recovery Act will be awarded principally through several methods: financial assistance agreements, ongoing contract vehicles held by both small and large businesses, and through DOE's established network of FMCs, which I mentioned earlier. The department has already provided information and tools to assist the acquisition workforce in ensuring that the requirements of the Recovery Act provide maximum opportunities for small businesses to participate in the recovery. A significant portion of the recovery funds will be obligated on financial assistance agreements and statutorily require that some of these monies be used for block grants. DOE's Small Business Innovation Research Program will receive funds under the Recovery Act. As you probably are aware, the SBIR program was established to provide funding to stimulate technological innovation. Small businesses will be able to compete for research and development funds within the Recovery Act, as they always have within the Small Business Investment Research and Small Business Technology Transfer funding. A portion of the recovery funds will be obligated on current procurement awards, such as contracts with task orders pursuant to the federal regulations. These awards are held by both large and small companies. As I see that I have the yellow light and it's getting near, my time is almost up, I'll conclude by saying that Department of Energy encourages small businesses, including service-disabled veterans, to come to DOE, not just for the Recovery Act, but for all of our projects, because we all look for service-disabled veterans to help us make our goals. So thank you for the opportunity to appear before this subcommittee. That concludes my prepared remarks, and I'll be pleased to answer any questions.